All right. So as you can see here, this is a learning task for week 1 and 2, and we are starting the topic of energy. Okay, so this term, so throughout this term, that's what we're going to do. Okay, um, and basically for these 2 weeks, the focus is on what is energy and the law of conservation. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this. And what we have to do for this one, so again, you got the choices here, and um, now there's a bit of change here, so you only need to get a minimum of 10 points. Okay, so that's the first difference. Now, the second difference is that the tasks have been put into different level. Okay, so that represents the difficulty. Now, yes, just like Nam said, you can think of this as like a game and you can level up. So if you want to do, like you can go first row, you can do all 4 tasks here, and you're gonna get 1 mark for the level 1, 2 marks for level 2, so that's 3 in total. Then 3 marks for level 3, so that's 6 in total, and then 4 marks in level 4, and that's give you 10 marks, right? Um, of course, what you can also do is, like maybe 2 tasks, 2 level 4 tasks if you feel really confident, and then 1 level 2 task, or a level 3 task that's going to give you over the 10 marks. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do this. Uh, of course, you can do now. Of course, you can also choose to do all the level 1 tasks because they are easy. But like as you can see there, you're gonna have to do a lot of work because if you do all the level 1s, that's only 4 marks in total, right? There's 4 tasks in level 1, so that's 4 marks. So you still need 6 marks to go. So then you have to do another three tasks in level 2 or 2 tasks in level 3. Okay, so you would be doing like 6 to 7 tasks in total. So and that's a lot, right? Um, but the option is there for you. You have 2 weeks to do it, so like you can do it, and they're easy. So maybe even though there's a lot of tasks, they don't take as much time. Okay, so that is that's task. So there is no limits to how many you have to do, as long as you get more than 10 marks. Okay, at least 10 marks. Okay. Um, right. So this is what you're going to do for week 1 and 2. Now, obviously, you guys know about year 8, 9, and 10 coming back to school starting from week 4. So we're going to see what week 3 is going to be like. Okay. But this is for week 1 and 2, and let's just focus on that. All right. Um, now there's this little task here. It's called Paddle Pop Madness. It will require a trip to the store because you need some paddle pop sticks. Okay. Um, you don't have to do it. Okay. This is just an option if you can. Um, and you can also watch. If you can't do the task yourself, you can watch the video and explain how it works. Okay, so the video's link is here. Okay, all right. So that's the learning task for week 1 and 2. Now let's go into the lesson. All right. So you can see here we've got a topic of energy. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are feeling this way. The amount of energy that you have left for this school year. And this is probably how I'd feel as well. Um, yeah. Okay. So, um, so here is just just an information page so that you know what to do. Okay. So this is the last, final term of the year. So, just a bit more. You guys can do it. You guys would have 8 weeks left of year eight, and then 2 weeks studying year nine. Okay. Um, all right. So, read the lesson plan carefully. Make sure that you write your learning goal with a rating. Okay. Um, and, do the learning task and so on. Okay. And remember, you can ask me for help if you need. Um, so like I said, there are 8 weeks. Sorry, there's 10 weeks of actual learning in term four, 8 weeks left for year eight, and then the final 2 weeks, you guys are gonna start year nine. All right. So the learning goal for week one is that we can define energy and identify the different types. Okay. And if you want to, this is just to help you with the rating. Okay. So, you know, at the minimum, I would like you to know that, hey, energy exists. It's there. Okay. Then move on to the next level. Leveling up here is that you know that there are different types of energy. And, you know, higher than that, you can talk about the different types of energy, what they are, okay, and also examples of the different types as well. Okay, it's like the force. Maybe. All right. So what I would like you guys to do is just in the chat, or if you want to, you can unmute your mic. Just, what do you know about energy? What is energy? I mean, I know that Gabe just talk about it. It's kind of like a force. All right. What does everyone else think? Gabe says, in all living things. And Nam wants to know what is a battery. Good question. I'll answer. Maybe I'll answer that later. Um, Anyone else? What do you know about energy? Energy gives us power, Benji says. Hmm, energy does give us power. Right? We need energy, don't we? We need energy to do stuff in our life. Okay. Now, maybe we move on. But yeah, at least some, people got a bit of understand a bit about energy. Now, can I just say um about the notes? So guys, the notes you'll see that there's gonna be a lot of notes, okay? Um, and and we would like you to try and summarize the notes. So maybe not write everything. I mean, you can. You can write everything, but it's gonna take a lot. Okay? So if you don't know how to summarize, then you can copy everything. But I would recommend that you do try to summarize it. It also helps with your understanding as well. Okay? So what it says here, the first piece of notes, it says energy is power derived from the utilization of physical or chemical resources, especially to provide light and heat or to work machines. Whew, that's a lot, right? That is a lot. So, but Benji kind of mentioned something there. Energy is power, right? And you know what? That's what in the notes here. So, like, and I'm modeling what I would do, right? To summarize this, right? So it says there, energy is power. So that's one of the key things there. And um, you can do it, you can get it, right? So, oh, where's my thing? Okay. So like this is, I guess you can say that this is important, right? So, oh, okay, I didn't think about that clearly. So energy is power. Maybe I'll go, what color would be good? Maybe red. Okay. So energy is power. So that's important. Okay. The other thing that is important is, you get energy from physical and chemical resources. Okay. So that is another key information there. So if I was to write this, I would say energy is power obtained from physical or chemical resources. Okay. And, you know, and that'll be it for the first dot point. Okay. So you see that the notes can be long, but we can summarize it to make it shorter for us, as long as it makes sense, right? Um, energy is energy is in everything. It is often described as the ability to do work. Okay, so what's the important bit here? So the important bit would be energy is in everything, and it is the ability. Oh, why is it not working? Uh-oh, my PowerPoint just. Oh, there it is. All right, it's fine. Come on, PowerPoint, you can do it. I trust in you. There we go. So it's described as the ability to do work. Oh, don't want that. Something happens there. That's all right. Okay, so moving on here. All right, so you can see that you only take certain bits from the notes there. Okay. Now you may be thinking, oh, so why is it that we're doing this? And you see that not only in science, but in for example, math, we're asking you to sort of summarize the notes as well. And in our other subjects, we're going to ask you to summarize the notes because we want to teach you that skill. Okay. All right. So next one. Um, Now this one you only have to read. Okay. Say in the cloud bubble there, you only have to read this one. So energy comes. So Nam said energy comes from different sources, right? Good. And for us human, right, we get energy from our food. Okay. And what we actually get from our food is called chemical energy because there's chemicals inside the food, right? You guys learn about atoms in term two. So you guys know that everything is made out of atoms. And, you know, we kind of talk about, chemical reaction as well. So, like, so, and we learned last term about the digestive system, right? And what happens there is that you got chemicals in our body, used to digest the food, and that's create a chemical reaction that would give us the chemical energy. Okay, and we use that to move around. Now, when we switch on the TV, you got electricity. Okay, um, that should be. I think that is the wrong thing to say there. That's not kinetic energy. That should be electrical energy. Um, so maybe I'll write it here. Sorry, guys. There's a bit of that is a wrong piece of information here. So it shouldn't be kinetic. It should be electrical energy. Okay. Electrical energy is used to create pictures on the screen and sound. Now, most of the electricity produced in the world comes from chemical energy released by, and Nam said this as well, burning of coal, oil, or gas. Okay. All right. Now, there's two main categories to energy, and is potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay. Um, right. Now, maybe for this one, there isn't a lot to summarize here. Is there? Just say two types of energy, potential and kinetic. Okay. So let's think about what they mean. Um, okay. Oh, all right. So let's first talk about what potential energy is, right? Now, let's think about, if I say to you, you've got potential, what does that mean? You know, so what that means is that, you've got something in you, right? You got something in you that just waits to be unlocked, right? And if you do something about it, like Jem said here, if you do something, you will unlock that potential, right? Um, so so potential energy is stored energy. It's in there, okay? It's stored inside object and waiting to be used. So things you have here are elastic potential energy, gravitational potential energy, chemical potential energy, and nuclear energy, right? So like I said before, with food, we got chemical potential energy. The energy is stored in the food. It just wait for you to eat it to be unlocked. Okay. The other thing you have here is elastic potential energy. So think of a rubber band. If you stretch it out, you're storing energy inside it, and then when you let it go, the elastic band would just fly off, right? So what are the key things here? So um, you know, maybe one of the key things would be potential energy is potential energy is stored energy. Okay, that's one of the important thing here. And then also these four, right? You got these four types of potential energy here. So elastic, like we said, that is the energy stored in an object that has changed in shape. Think of the pogo stick or the spring inside the pogo stick, or you have the trampoline as well, right? Um, Gravitational potential energy is the energy stored in an object that is high above ground. So when you lift something up, okay, from the ground, you are storing the energy from there, okay? And what happens is when you let it go, when you drop it, it's gonna fall down, right? So that's when energy is released. Okay. Now, guys, I would like you to focus. Thank you. Now, the larger the mass and the larger the height, the more gravitational potential energy. So GPE here stand for, like you got the G here for gravitational, you got the P for potential and E for energy. Okay, so GPE, that's just a shorthand version of that. All right, so what are the important things here? So you got, is energy stored when so high above the ground, right? Uh, more mass, more height, more GPE. Okay, so that's how I would summarize this. Next one is chemical potential. So that's energy stored in any chemical. So you got things like energy drinks. Um, you've used a Bunsen burner before, and you also got batteries, right? Um, so chemical energy stored in chemical, right? That's how I would summarize it. Um, you may decide that, oh, I know where the energy would be stored, so I don't need to write the examples. Right, moving on here, you've got nuclear potential energy. So that's stored inside the center of an atom, right? Stored in the center of an atom. So the nucleus, if you remember. So if you want to, you can change this to say it's stored in the nucleus, right? Instead of saying the center of atom, you can say stored in the nucleus. So nuclear energy is not used in Australia. We don't have a nuclear power plant. Um, and of course, you can think of nuclear explosion for an example. All right, so that's potential energy. Okay, now let's move on to something else. Now there's this video here. Now how are we doing on time? I think I may skip the video. I'll let you guys watch it yourself, or maybe we'll watch it another time. Okay. Um, just because I want to get through the notes here quickly for you guys. So here, let's move on to kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is the energy of movement. Okay, kinetic energy, energy of movement. So whenever objects move or people move, electric energy is being used. Okay, so you got light energy, heat energy, electrical energy, and sound energy. Okay, and I hope that you like the picture I've got there. Right. So the important bits, energy of movements, and then also the four types of kinetic energy. Okay. Gabe, I love the Sonic reference there. All right. So, so light energy is one type of energy that our eyes can detect. It moves in small particles called photon. Okay. So light energy, you guys know that. Okay. Um, move in small particles called photon. I think that's important for you guys to know. The study of light energy is known as optics. We try, for me, this bit here is not really important, but for you guys, you may want to write it. Um, we're trying to capture the light energy as efficiently as plants do photosynthesis through the use of solar cell. Okay, so some example. Okay, so capture light energy, um, like in plants, you got photosynthesis, or you can also have the use of solar cells or solar panel. Okay, so that's the other important bit there. You got electrical energy. Okay, so that's the energy associated with electric charge. Okay, um, and it can be stationary or moving current. So before, when I cross out that kinetic energy and I replace it with electrical energy, you know, because I want to be more specific. Okay. Um, all right. So what are the important things here? So electrical energy, um, energy associated with electric charge. So you find it's in car battery, the light switch, the wires, right? So sound energy is a type of kinetic energy made when things vibrate. Okay, so sound energy made when things vibrate. So, like when you tap on the table, what's happening there is the table vibrates, and that creates sound. Okay, when you speak, we learn about the in the respiratory system, we learn that there is the vocal cord, right? If anyone remember the scientific name for the vocal cord, that's the larynx, okay? And if you touch here on your neck, whenever you speak, you feel vibration, right? That's the same thing. That's sound energy there, okay? You can also feel the speaker vibrate when you play music as well. And obviously, I know that Nam play guitar, right? Or um, ukulele. When you want to make a sound, you vibrate the string. Okay. So that's kinetic energy. Um, what's there? Oh, is there anything here? There's nothing here. All right. There's a video here, and again, I think I'm gonna skip it. Um, so there's another video here that talk about let's talk more about the two types of energy, okay? And then we move on to week 2. So I think I'm gonna end it here because I've kept you guys for quite a while. So for week 1, just the different types of energy, okay? Um, and if you're done with week 1, feel free to move on to week 2. We're gonna go up, we're gonna go through week 2 next week. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming to the WebEx meeting. If you got any questions, I'm gonna stay and you guys can ask questions. Otherwise, feel free to go and write down the notes, summarize the notes for yourself, do the learning task, okay? All right, guys, have a good day.